Welcome back to Amanda Sora Art. My name is Amanda and I like dinosaurs and art. Today I am doing another Reflect and Create piece. This one is inspired by a daily devotional my pastor has been doing. And here is where I show you how I came up with this piece. And it all started by me just clicking on the devotional and taking notes throughout it. And the devotional itself was like 5 minutes, I believe, and it took me like 15 minutes to watch the whole thing because I kept pausing to take notes, and that has to be one of my favorite things about this whole online devotional thing is I can pause, make sure I get the words down right, and then like continue on. And so I really enjoy doing that, and I took a lot of notes, as you can see, from that one devotional. And then after I do the devotional, what I do is I go through my Bible and read the verses again, and if they strike me, I underline them or highlight them. And one thing I do in my Bible is I put the dates next to verses or parts of the Bible that I read through. Like if I read an entire psalm, I'll write next to that psalm the date, and that way when I'm going through my Bible later, I can see the verse and then go back to the journal that has those dates in it and see how I was feeling at that time, why I decided to highlight this verse. And that's something I really like to do. After I did all of the Bible studying part, I went through and reread one part that I was really inspired by, and you can see me here drawing out what came to my mind when I read it. And the part is when my pastor said, "When you rest upon the rock, the storms will not batter you, and you will not move." And so I really liked that, and it made me think of a time where me and my sister were going on a beach trip, and we stopped to do some photos, and so I just decided to draw one from one of those photos from years prior, and that's what I did. That's how I started it. And then from there I just decided to try to do a cool design and play around with the ideas more. And I did another Reflect and Create piece based on Psalm 23. Yeah, that's the one. And I was inspired by that, and so that's how I ended up coming up with the circle designs. I just wanted to create 2 different scenes and kind of just play around with the idea. So here is where I'm just designing all the fun little extra things that I'm gonna do. You could call it procrastinating doing the final work, like final drawing of the girl. I would, because I totally was. Again, I'm not huge on drawing people. I would love to be like really good at drawing people, but I'm not good at drawing people at all. So I need to practice that more, and I want to practice that more, but I just never find the time to practice more. How many times can I say practice? And so here I'm just trying to come up with some fun designs and things. I've said previously that I would love to be a tattoo artist, and so this is me kind of playing around with coming up with concepts and like expanding upon them, making them cooler than the initial idea, and trying to come up with some portfolio worthy pieces. And this one I think I will add to my portfolio, and I was just really happy with how it came out. I did add an arrow. I honestly have no rhyme or reason for adding the arrow. I kind of just did it because it looked cool. And I'm sure it should have a meaning, but I just thought it looked cool having an arrow going through, and that's what I did. As you can see right now, I am using the red layer sketch. If you watched my previous video, you'll know that this is very vital to me now, because now I can make the circles bigger, smaller, and not worry about it distorting the final image. And it's because the last video I did where I didn't do that and ended up ruining 3 pieces. So here is where I spend a lot of time with those red layers, making them exactly how I want, and playing around with size and making sure everything looks absolutely perfect. before I move on to the next step, which I think in this one I skipped my blue layer because I had everything laid out pretty nicely, and I just went right in with black once I got everything else laid out. The wave was the hardest thing for me to draw, and I had to look at a lot of reference pictures, a lot of different artists' drawings, and I finally found something that helped me come up with an idea and all that, so I kind of based it off of another drawing and tried my best to tweak it to be a little bit different. But I definitely needed help when creating that one wave because I don't draw waves normally, and so I really looked for other artists on how they drew waves and other techniques and stuff, and so that's kind of what I did there, is trying to find help by learning how to draw something in the style I'm looking for. Here's where I play around with my circles again, and I'm just drawing out lines and trying to see what I like, how thick I want the lines, how thin I want the lines, what I'm going to keep, what I'm going to take away. And this part took quite a while to do. I just kept playing around, trying to make sure everything was perfect, exactly how I wanted it. And yeah, so that's all I'm doing there. The psalm we were going over was Psalm 33, like I think I said before, and I wasn't expecting to be inspired by that. I kind of was just filming me taking notes and things as alright, this is how I normally like take notes and study my Bible or like study a devotional, I guess, and what I do and yada yada. And if something came of it, but I was expecting to just show you what I do and then maybe look for something else to inspire me, because I just wasn't expecting to be inspired by this psalm in particular, but I'm glad I was. There was a lot of good things that my pastor talked about, but again, the one thing that he said that stood out was, when you rest upon the rock, the storms will not batter you, and you will not move. And that actually goes in with the verses that he was talking about in this little devotional, which is Psalm 33, verses 10 through 11. The Lord foils the plans of the nations. He thwarts the purposes of the peoples. But the plans of the Lord stand firm forever, the purposes of his heart through all generations. And so that's the verse that he was talking about when he said that quote. The verse itself didn't inspire me. It was what he was saying afterwards that inspired me. And that's how I came up with this piece. And you could see that the bottom half of the image has the girl like I sketched out in my journal. And then I thought it would be cool to have the top part be the waves crashing over. Like the storms and the waves are just crashing in the seas. So you get the stormy effect, and you get to see the girl surrendering to God. I think, yeah. Words are hard right now. I'm trying to do this in one take. And so I wanted that image at the bottom, and then her looking up. Wanted the waves crashing to imply the storm. She's standing on the rock, so she's resting upon the rock. I think you get the gist there. I am no editing master, and my iPad does not have a lot of storage to save things, so I struggle with creating videos and things. I always try to pause, edit it down, and then continue on so that way I don't lose footage. Unfortunately, with this one, I did not do that, and I lost a huge chunk of footage of the stuff that everybody probably wanted to see. The stuff where I'm shading the girl, shading the waves, shading this, shading that. Lost all that, which stinks, but you live and you learn. I'm learning from my mistakes, and hopefully this isn't too awful to watch. I did try to make it up to you guys at the end of the video with me just doing touch-ups on the top wave part. It's probably not what everybody wanted, but like, it's all I got. I'm sorry. Before I worked on this video today, because I did start it yesterday, This was yesterday's devotional that I was doing, and before I started today, I did do another daily devotional, and I did kind of get inspired by that one, but not enough to where I actually wanted to start the piece today. So who knows, I might run with that idea, or I may just wait until I do another devotional and see what happens there. I'm trying not to do these videos last minute, but I've been working on a commission piece for a little bit, and it's been consuming a lot of my creativity and creative time. So I'm working on that, and then I'm like, oh wait, I want to do like a video today. It's been a struggle to balance everything, but I'm trying to find the balance today. This video will go up. I'm finishing it now, doing this recording in one take, which is hard for me because I want to like stop and correct myself every 5 seconds, but I'm trying not to. Oh, look at that. And I had to stop recording there because she barked a few more times, and I know that that's going to be way too loud to actually keep in, but I kept that one in just so you could see. I did try to do only one take in this, but she barked at nothing and is now asleep again. Those couple of barks were it, and now she's asleep again. So, oh, you saw a dog at the beginning of this video. That was actually Marley. The one who you just heard barking was Lexi. I have 2 little puppies who like to help me out a lot with recording these videos. They're both currently in front of that heater. I supervise them while they're in front of the heater, and I make sure that they're not leaning up against it like Marley likes to do so she doesn't hurt herself. But I am around them every time the heater is on. No need to worry about them. We don't leave the heater on if we're not home. And yeah, they're both sleeping now right next to the heater, enjoying the heat. It's May, so you would think it'd be warm enough for them to not want to sit in front of a heater, but it's not. So yeah, I'm rambling, trying to do this in one take. I'll see if I have anything else to say, or maybe you'll just enjoy the wonderful music that my husband made. The cloud technique I used here was actually what I used for the bottom part. I just did it a little differently, and I know it was hard to see in the sped up version, and it's kind of hard to make out what I'm doing here. I have no idea what I'm doing, to be honest. I'm just kind of playing with the cloud presets that are there until I get something that looks pretty. And that's my professional advice to you. Play with it until it looks pretty. Thank you guys so much for watching my video today. Thank you for listening to me ramble for, 14 minutes and 12 seconds straight. If you listened to all my ramblings, well, good for you, but why, first of all? I appreciate all the love and support you guys are giving me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!